Davis and I have 3 kids. We have a set of twins, Jojo and Lucas, who are 11, and Gracie, our oldest, is 13.
I'm the smart and the fast one.
And I'm the smarter and the faster one.
The way I would describe Gracie is she is the kindest person I know. She's kind, she's empathetic, she's funny, she's strong but humble. She's creative, she's smart, she's wonderful.
She's really nice and she looks in the best about a lot of things.
We noticed that she was having problems moving around, I would say around September 2011, and they were sending us from one specialist to another, trying to figure out what might be going on. And it wasn't until after Christmas that same year where they were doing like an MRI for something else, and they noticed a marker that could be an indicator for leukemia.
I still get the chills remembering that day. When her doctor called, he said, "We have big news." And I said, "Bad news?" And he said, "Well, we have big news." And when he told us that she did have leukemia, obviously it's like devastation, right? Fear. Yeah, I was scared and I was sad. I was just sad for my kid, obviously, and for the family. I will say the one thing, there was a little bit of, I don't know if relief is the right word, but at least we knew what was wrong. And Children's has been so good to us. I felt like at least we knew, and if we know, then we can help her more than anything else. I just wanted the kid to stop hurting more than anything else.
And we were relieved to be so close to Cincinnati Children's, because that's one of the top places, probably in the world in terms of dealing with this sort of thing.
So the treatment regimen, when Gracie got sick the first time, we were in the hospital 4 weeks first for chemotherapy, and then because Gracie had stopped walking, we had to spend another month or so in the hospital because they essentially had to teach her to walk again because she had lost so much muscle mass and everything else in her legs, and she lost the use of her arms. And then after that, it was 2 years of in and out of the hospital, multiple rounds of chemotherapy, basically constant chemotherapy for 2 years. Yeah, it was 2 long years, no doubt. After the 2 years, she eventually did enter Survivor's Clinic. What was shared with us, and for all the right reasons, was the chance of her relapsing was extremely small. So yeah, she was given the green light for normal life again, and we moved on. We moved on with it.
I was such cancer-free for such a long time, I didn't expect it to come back. And it was like a 6-year gap, so it's not very common at all, actually. I was surprised.
It was in 2018, around springtime, and I started to notice a lot of the symptoms that to me were like eerily similar to what I remembered from the first time. She'd have trouble getting up, and she started to have trouble walking, and she told me her ankles hurt a little bit. And at first, it's impossible as a parent because it might just be that she's growing. It might just be that, she's a kid, she did something stupid to her ankle, just like we didn't know. But when it didn't go away, I knew. In my soul, I knew.
So I had to go in. I was in there for like 5 weeks the very first time. The first 2 weeks were really hard. I was on a heavy dose of steroids, so I was didn't want to go out of my room. I was crying all the time. I just realized that I just wanted to go home. But then the 3rd week it got better. Started going out of my room. Started just to take it as it went, one step at a time.
Yeah, whenever she's sick, I try to make her laugh. Sometimes it works.
I got a lot better. I was in there for 5 weeks, so 3 weeks I kept going to the playroom, and I actually started making some friends on the floor I was on. So I would say, hey, let's be here at blank time tomorrow. And like I would look forward to it every day. There was something to look forward to every day, which made the day, I think, go by a lot faster. I was so happy. I just could go home. My whole family was together again. I could see all my friends. But it was a little awkward because like I had no hair now. I looked like I was honestly really self-conscious about having no hair. I think it was just my age. And like I couldn't really before I got sick, I would play with them for hours. I would get tired, really tired after like an hour.
So today she's fantastic. And I have always rejected anything other than the assumption is that she will live a great life. It will continue to be fantastic.
Gracie is an excellent example of the critical need for highly innovative research to better treat pediatric cancer. These highly innovative, high-risk, high-reward projects are the kind of research that Cancer Free Kids seeks out. And this makes them unique amongst funding organizations, many of which are unwilling to fund these high-risk, high-reward projects, and instead are in favor of funding more incremental research.
You should support Cancer Free Kids because it helps the person who is sick to try not to lose hope.
Cancer Free Kids has a phenomenal track record of picking research projects that ultimately go on to get additional funding from other organizations and lead to new knowledge in the long term.
If it weren't for Cancer Free Kids and all these organizations, I might not be alive. And any other kid like Becca or some other kids that I know have gone through it, they might not even be alive.
I have hope. Yes, I have hope. But yeah, research is needed, absolutely. If we don't have that, the likelihood goes down, right? And I still remember one of my favorite pictures of Gracie. She was at Survivor's Day at the zoo, and we were with Cancer Free Kids, and she had a picture that said, "Cancer research saved my life." Enough said.